Let's talk about radians. Now, there's a couple of these radians that we already know that we've talked about in class previously. For example, I know that 0 degrees is 0 radians. I also know that 360 degrees, or 1 full circle, is 2 pi radians, 1 full circle. If we go across, we know that 180 degrees is pi radians. These are all ones we've talked about in class previously. Now, I know if this is 0 radians and this is pi radians, then halfway between 0 and 1 whole pi is going to be 1/2 pi, or pi halves, because that's halfway between 0 and 1 whole. I can do the same thing down here. Halfway between 1 whole and 2 wholes is going to be 1/2, or 3/2 pi, or 3 pi halves. So those are the most basic ones. Now let's go in and fill in the rest. So we're going to start with this 45 degrees, because this is the next easiest one to do, because 45 degrees is halfway between 0 and 1/2. So if you think of a ruler, what is halfway between 0 inches and 1/2 inches? Well, that's going to be 1/4, or pi fourths. Let's do the same thing over here. So what's going to be halfway between 1/2 and 1 whole? Think of your ruler. What's halfway between 1/2 and 1 whole? Well, that is 3/4, or 3 pi fourths. I can keep going with this. What's halfway between 1 whole and 1.5, or 1/2? Well, that's going to be 5 pi fourths. And then over here, what's halfway between 1.5 and 2? Well, that is 7 pi fourths. And now hopefully you recognize a pattern here. Look at the denominator for all of these ones that are reflections of each other. So all of these are reflections of each other, and notice they all have the same denominator. They're all fourths. This one's 1/4, 3/4, 5/4, 7/4. Because they're reflections of each other, they all have the same denominator. Then you look at the numerator and it's just the odd numbers. 1 pi, 3 pi, 5 pi, 7 pi. So hopefully those patterns will help you memorize those radians. Now let's talk about the next ones. These ones I always got confused in high school because they're flipped. 30 degrees is pi 6 radians. 60 degrees is pi thirds radians. Do you see what I mean by flip now? 30 degrees goes with pi 6. 60 degrees goes with pi thirds. So they're flipped from what you think they should be. Now we're going to go in here and use our reflection thing. So let's start with pi 6. Well, I know that all of these points are reflections of pi 6. So that means they're all going to have the same denominator. So I can go to this point, and this point, and they're all going to have the same denominator of 6. I can do the same thing with thirds. We'll fill out the top of those in just a second. So this thirds, here's the reflection right there. So this one, and this one are all going to have denominators of thirds because of that reflection rule. So I have all these denominators filled in. I just need to fill in the numerators, and then I'm done. So let's talk about the thirds first. This is 1/3. This over here is going to be 2/3. So 2 pi thirds. 3/3 simplified is just 1 whole, so it's going to be that one. So then this one's going to be 4/3. This one's going to be 5/3. And then 6/3 simplified is 2. So we have 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, which is just 1, 4/3, 5/3, 6/3, which is just 2. And that's how you can memorize the thirds. Last one is the 6. So if I know that this is pi 6, then this is also going to be pi 6. So you think, let's look at this top half. Pretend that this is a pizza cut into 6 pieces. If I take this pizza cut into 6 pieces and I eat this slice so that it's all gone, how many slices do I have left? Well, if I have 6 slices and I took one away, now I've got 5 slices. So this one is going to be 5 pi 6. Let's go down to the bottom. This is also 1/6, but now it's a whole pizza, so 6 slices of pizza, plus 1 more slice of pizza. So if I have 6 plus 1 more, then this one's going to be 7 pi 6. Now let's think. This is 6 slices of pizza. This is 6 slices of pizza. So all together, there's 12 slices of pizza in this. 6 on top, 6 on bottom. And if I take this whole 12 slices of pizza and I eat 1 slice, then I'm going to be left with 11. So that one's 11 pi 6. And there you go. You have all the radians and the points filled in for the unit circle. And remember, this must be memorized. In the last video, we're going to talk about why this is important and how it can be applied by doing some examples on your assignment.